Because he's had more movies than any other superhero, Batman's had a lot of different looks over the years, and I thought it'd be fun to rank all of his live action movie suits from worst to best. Let's do it. Number 12, the Freeze suit. The suit that was clearly made just to sell toys. In the climax of Batman and Robin, our trio of heroes get these special suits to fight Mr. Freeze. And as bad as they all look, Batman looks the worst to me. I mean, just look at that. He looks like a toy. He looks like a toy. Number 11, the Batman and Robin suit. It's not as bad as the Freeze suit, but it's still bad. Aside from George Clooney just looking flat out goofy, the suit itself isn't dark enough to be stealthy, it doesn't look comfortable enough to be practical. And because they took out the yellow from the bat oval, the suit's got like no color, and overall it's just one of the more boring suits to look at. Number 10, the tactical suit. The BVS Batman suit was received so well that I always found it so stupid how they changed it completely for Justice League. I mean, I get the more armored look for the body because he's like fighting in a war against a bunch of crazy bug people. But the main issue I have with the suit is the cowl. They made the neck skinny, which doesn't really fit with how super jacked and wide this version of Batman is. And the mask also seems to look worse too. The ears fold back in a weird way, and he's wearing these weird goggles, and I don't know, before he looked like the goddamn Batman. And in Justice League, he looks like Night Owl. Number 9, the Adam West suit. A ridiculously corny suit, especially by today's standards, but this suit has charm. And for the time this came out, this was actually pretty close to what you would expect Batman to look like in real life. It's a fun, tongue-in-cheek look, just like the show it was made for, and I can't help but smile every time I see this beautiful masterpiece. Number 8, the Batman Begins suit. This suit has always been a mixed bag for me. On the one hand, it's much better and more grounded than, say, the Batman and Robin suits. I've always really liked the memory cloth cape especially. It's just a damn fine cape. That's a nice piece of fabric right there. And I always thought the Begin suit looked best when the cape was covering most of it. The suit itself is just sort of bland to me. It lacks an iconic bat symbol, and the gloves look weird, almost like they belong with a different costume, not this updated body armor look. The cowl always looked off to me too, mainly how it fits Christian Bale and the way his face is pushing out of the mask. Whenever Batman looks pissed off, he just looks like an absolute goofball to me. But overall, I don't really mind that the Begin suit looks odd at times, because this is meant to be like a year one Batman. He's just starting out, he's not exactly the best fashion designer. This was Bruce's first attempt at making a Batsuit in this story, and he'll get a better cowl and better suit later on when he upgrades. But for now, it made sense that the suit would look sort of not great. Number 7, the Sonar suit. Batman gets this thing in the third act of Batman Forever, just like how he got the Freeze suit in the third act of Batman and Robin. And to me, this is a much better version of the third act upgrade that is just made to sell toys. I mean, it just looks cool. Unlike the Freeze suit, this thing isn't coated in a bunch of silver chunks all over the body. And it doesn't have any nipples on it, which, I mean, that's a plus for the Schumacher era. Overall, I think it's a pretty underrated suit, which some people may disagree with, but there's something you can't disagree with. Batman's ass has never looked better. Number 6, the armor suit from BVS. I still can't believe how good they made this thing look. In the Dark Knight Returns comic this suit is based on, the armor getup Batman uses to fight Superman was cool, but it's also really dumb looking. And in the animated movie adaptation, it looked even goofier. But in BVS, they actually managed to make this thing look somewhat plausible and cool. They managed to take a Batsuit this iconic and weird and adapt it into live action pretty well. It looks like the comic, but it also looks great in its own right, and it actually works on screen. The glowing eyes are a nice touch too. Number 5, the Batman Forever suit, also known as the Panther suit. Probably the most underrated Batsuit of them all. It's just incredibly slick. Unlike Batman and Robin, they still had some color in the bat oval, and the suit itself has a darker black, and it's just sexy. And yeah, it's got nipples. I mean, it's not great. This was actually the suit that introduced the infamous bat nipples, and personally, while I don't like them, the bat nipples never bothered me too much. I mean, the detailed anatomy on these suits are already so off the rails that the addition of nipples doesn't really ruin it for me. But if the nipples were gone, it would place much higher. Number 4 and number 3, the Batman 89 and Batman Returns suits. I'm gonna give Returns the higher spot, but sometimes I tend to lean towards the 89 suit. The Returns suit is admittedly a much more refined and higher quality suit, but I just love how ratty the 89 suit looks. In Returns, the cowl is a tighter fit, the bat symbol is changed to more closely resemble the classic logo on the posters, and the suit's all shiny now, the belt is nicer and stuff. But it's that roughness around the edges that makes me just love the 89 suit so much. It's just so rough and badass, and then you have the Return suit, which is nice and refined. Michael Keaton just had awesome bat suits. He always looked the part as Batman, and he was the only Batman that could smile and still look intimidating while wearing these ridiculous suits. Number 2, the BVS suit. Most of the time I see this as the fan favorite bat suit, and it's easy to see why. In terms of capturing the darker, modern version of Batman from the comics, BVS did it the best. It was nice to finally get a gray Batsuit again, and in action, it's like Batman has just leapt off the page. It's pretty cool. And number 1, the Dark Knight suit. While not as comic accurate as the BVS suit, the Dark Knight suit is distinct and iconic. And it's the most realistic and practical look Batman has ever had on the big screen. They basically made everything about the Begin suit better. It's higher quality, they improved the cowl to fit Christian Bale's face better, it has what is now simply known as the Christopher Nolan Batman logo. It's got better gloves, and overall Batman just looks much more comfortable. This is the suit that finally allowed Batman to turn his head. It's sleek, it's believable, it's unique, it's iconic. It's the Dark Knight suit. Well, that concludes my ranking of all the live-action Batsuits. Please feel free to tell me how wrong I am in the comments. I welcome it. Leave a comment below and let me know what your favorite Batsuits are. And as always, thanks for watching.